Hi, I'm Allie.
And I'm Becky.
We are registered dietitians that are passionate about food as medicine.
In this video, we are talking about dirty keto, what exactly it is, why we don't advocate for it, and how you can keto clean with real food for real results.
Yes, as you probably know, I'm a huge advocate of the ketogenic diet. In fact, I've been running various forms of a ketogenic weight loss group for over 15 years as a registered dietitian. I also use nutritional ketosis as the foundation of my book, The Anti-Anxiety Diet, because ketones can have mood stabilizing effects. Ketones can have anti-inflammatory effects that can start in the brain, reducing aging and aiding in cognitive function, as well as reducing inflammation within joint pain and various aches. Ketones can enhance the immune function of the body. They can aid in stabilizing blood sugar levels, supporting satiety or reducing cravings, and can have favorable metabolic impact, aiding to actually enhance body fat loss while maintaining muscle mass. In fact, we've seen individuals in our 3-month program lose 20 to 50 pounds in just 12 weeks of using our ketogenic reset.
Yes, some really remarkable results in just 12 weeks of a real food keto program. And I think the ketogenic diet is all too often slammed or bad-mouthed as a diet that's not sustainable, or maybe it's just a fad. And I think part of that is because people are doing more this dirty keto route, right? Relying on processed products and not relying on real whole foods. What's more is that keto itself is a natural biochemical state that the human body is designed to run on, or the human body is designed to run as a hybrid of using ketones and utilizing glucose. We see evidence of this from our hunter-gatherer days, where there would be times of scarcity, times of famine, and people still certainly survived and fed off of their own body fat reserves as fuel. We also see that babies in utero actually can utilize ketones, especially in times of increased brain development and brain formation. So we know that this has really, stood the test of time. It was only when all of these industrialized sources of carbs and the, 3 meals and 3 snacks and constantly grazing that we actually robbed our bodies of this ability to produce ketones on a regular basis. And with that, we saw skyrocketing levels of obesity, heart disease, and beyond.
One of the best ways to manage chronic illness and prevent disease is to keep stabilized glucose levels, and by making nutritional ketones or using fat as fuel in addition to sugar as fuel, we maintain better glycemic balance in the body, which means less oxidative stress, less inflammation, and less disease process. So keto is definitely something that we can be proponents of, but dirty keto is not something that we can get on board with.
Yes, so I think where we can really get into trouble with our keto approach is if we're focusing solely on if it fits your macros, right? So if we're getting ample grams of fat, if we're staying within a low carbohydrate threshold, usually we're seeing also net carbs counted in this dirty keto, and we're focusing, solely on that, but less on the quality of our food.
Yes, so real food matters, and before you consider ketosis or understanding optimal macros for your body's metabolism, it's important that you first ask yourself, am I eating whole real foods or processed products? So in my definition, dirty keto is the approach to eating in a ketogenic diet, like Becky said, just keeping your carbs super low and upping your fat without caring about quality. So when we're eating dirty keto, we're often consuming processed products. We're consuming stabilizers, binders, fillers, chemical additives. We're eating fast foods and other ultra-processed ingredients. We're eating meat that has growth hormone and antibiotics. We're eating industrialized seed oils like canola or cottonseed oil in our products, and even hydrogenated oils. And dirty keto also really abuses the excess amount of non-caloric sweeteners, anywhere from chemical additives like sucralose and aspartame, all the way into the more natural, or maybe acceptable for some, but not in our naturally nourished approach, which includes things like monk fruit, stevia, xylitol, and the whole world of sugar alcohols like erythritol, swerve, etc. When you're eating in this way, you're really tricking your palate with those non-caloric sweeteners, and often we're seeing gut dysfunction or disruption from those sugar alcohols. So when we use a keto reset with food as medicine, we want to work with the microbiome, supporting the body's gut function, not against it. And so dirty keto is not an option in our book.
Yes, so within the dirty keto, if it fits your macros approach, we might see someone going through the drive-through at McDonald's or Burger King and ordering a bunch of burger patties with cheese and bacon, taking off the bun, but we know that's really low quality meat and that there are a lot of those industrialized additives that you just mentioned in that food.
Cheese-like substance,
Yes,
not
yes.
real cheddar.
Not real cheddar. Seed oils used predominantly in those restaurants, so not real food. This could also be a keto bar that's maybe birthday cake flavored, right? That doesn't occur in nature, does it? And then we're going to see when we flip over the ingredient label that it's got, several different forms of non-caloric sweeteners and undigestible fibers like chicory and inulin to bring down that carb count to meet an acceptable level of net carbs that they can advertise on the front of the bar. We might also see the pre-made protein shakes that you can take on the go that are also keto approved. And sure, they have 30 grams of protein in them and only 1 gram of net carbs. But again, flip that over, you're going to find that the protein source is likely an isolate that's a low quality form, and there are various additives, stabilizers, binders, fillers, plus multiple types of non-caloric sweeteners.
Yes, dirty keto includes, as you mentioned, fast food grabs, processed products like bars and shakes, and then also we would include like diet sodas or anything sugar-free that's selling the buyer on that alone. And I think what's really important to conceptualize is it's not about what you're not eating, it's about what you actually are putting in your body that defines whether you're nourishing your system. So when we look at the impact of dirty keto, we would say, sure, there's some short-term benefits. Probably you will see some blood sugar lowering effects. You might even see some improvements in obesity or body composition change. But over time, those processed ingredients can drive oxidative stress, which can deplete your body's antioxidant status. This can drive a high risk of all-cause mortality as well as disease or dysfunction in the body. And in many of those processed keto foods, you'll see a lot of gut disruption. So individuals will deal with anything from heartburn to bloating and distension to loose stool, IBS, and chronic digestive conditions.
Yes, and I think a lot of those individuals too, they might see weight loss initially and then they hit a giant plateau that they just can't break through, likely because their body is in this like toxic soup overwhelm, right? So with a real food approach to keto, we're really going to be delving into not just the quantity, not just the macros. Yes, that's important, but the quality is what's much more important of what we are consuming. So we're staying away from processed products. We're relying entirely on real whole foods. One example of this would be, going from those fast food burgers to actually focusing on the quality of our proteins. So we're looking for grass-fed ground beef. We're looking for grass-fed pasture-raised steak. We're looking for pasture-raised pork or chicken, pasture-raised eggs, and wild-caught fish to be the abundant protein source of our diet.
Yes, if leaning into dairy, we're using full-fat cottage cheese, which also is enhanced with probiotics, or Greek yogurt full fat. We're looking at a complete whole whey protein that we can use to make a smoothie from scratch, actually adding in some blueberries for an antioxidant boost and some full-fat canned coconut milk. We're looking at fats instead of from those industrialized seed oils or hydrogenated sources, which are going to be harmful to heart health. We're looking at whole food fats from our olive oil. We're looking at nuts and seeds, avocados, and then getting, of course, quality fats in all those protein sources that you mentioned. We're getting an abundance of antioxidants. So instead of getting those toxic ingredients that deplete antioxidants in our body status, we're actually giving our body rich sources of antioxidants from phytocompounds in an array of colors of produce, from non-starchy vegetables, from herbs, seasonings, spices, and teas. We're eating cruciferous vegetables to support detoxification pathways in the body.
And then in our real food keto approach, you're also getting an abundance of gut supporting compounds instead of the gut disrupting compounds that we would see in some of those processed keto products. We're looking at things like collagen, gelatin, and bone broth, not to mention probiotic rich foods.
So when we're looking at overall the impact of dirty keto versus our food as medicine keto reset, we can really break it down in 3 different areas. 1, our keto reset is free of industrialized oils and processed foods. This means that we are not creating toxicity on a cellular level or driving inflammation in the body. 2, our keto food as medicine approach is abundant in antioxidants from herbs, seasonings, spices, and produce, which is often overlooked in a standard ketogenic diet. And 3, our keto takes a food as medicine approach. So we're adding therapeutic compounds to actually support optimal digestion with those probiotics and bone broth, aiding in hormone balance with cruciferous vegetables to help to detoxify excess estrogen and offset estrogen dominance in the body, layering in mood stabilizing compounds like probiotics and green tea, which has L-theanine and can actually aid in alpha brainwave activity. Nutritional ketosis may be the best choice that you can make to optimize metabolism and thrive in your body again, but it has to be done right. It has to start with whole, real foods, and it has to be a process that is deeply nourishing, not health depleting or imbalancing for your system. We would love for you to learn more about our food as medicine approach and how we take a keto reset to help thousands of clients reclaim optimal health in their body. In fact, we're offering you today $10 off our 12-week food as medicine keto meal plan. Check out the link below where you can save at checkout at alliemillerrd.com.
Yes, so the 12-week meal plan is a fantastic way to really immerse yourself in food as medicine. You can follow it verbatim, week by week. It goes through breakfast, lunch, dinner, optional snack every single day. Each week is going to come with a curated grocery list for that week, or you can skip around and use it more like a recipe book to guide the choices in your family. Either way, we know you're gonna love it. Make sure to leave a comment below on something you learned in this video, hit the like button, and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel so you never miss one of our bi-weekly releases.
Nutritional ketosis might be the best choice you've ever made in your life. So you sign up. You think your wedding was a good day? Wait till day 1 of class with me and Becky.